Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes as we look at this storm system that is impacting our weather and a ton of clouds and a lot of moisture just streaming up the eastern seaboard. You can see the clouds go all the way back to the Mississippi Valley. Nice weather out in the plains and in much of the Rockies, but we do have some action that is coming into the Pacific Northwest. Radars are fairly loaded here as we take a look at what's going on in the Northeast, and we're starting to see the steadier rain bands as of 3:30 Eastern Time approaching New York City. It's starting out as some sleet and some snowflakes mixed in with the rain in areas well inland the north through upstate New York, and you can see rain is advancing across New York State and eventually moving into northeastern New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and this is where we're going to see some snow accumulation. And to the south, we've got heavier rain bands in the western half of Pennsylvania down into Virginia. The rainy areas continue as you head down the Appalachians, and there's some strong thunderstorms. There's actually a fairly strong line of thunderstorms from Atlanta southwestward to east of Birmingham, and those are moving to the east. Rainfall wise, we're going to wind up with probably a solid inch and a half of rain for much of the area of eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, a little bit less as you go north. Also, a bit less as you go south, but this is all on top of what has already fallen, another half to three-quarters of an inch, and even some areas in eastern North Carolina of an inch and a half. The drought areas did pick up a decent amount of rain here, so that's good news. This is the precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. You're seeing anywhere from a quarter of an inch to some three-quarter inch amounts up in the central and northern Rockies, and also on up into the Pacific Northwest. So we're going to just move along here with rain and some gusty southeast winds tonight. Who knows? We might even see a rumble or two of thunder. There's a warm front to our south. The Great Lakes low redevelops right over New York City and then moves on to the east. I think most of the rain should be ending from west to east by daybreak on Wednesday. And then weather conditions will improve. So if you're traveling tonight, up and down the eastern seaboard, you've got a problem. If you're traveling on Wednesday, you have less of a problem weather-wise, so you'll just have to deal with the heavy plane traffic if you are flying. And then we're going to see some calm weather going forward. Thanksgiving Day will probably start out on the breezy side because we do have this low offshore that is strengthening a bit and the gradient somewhat tight. It's not enough for advisory criteria, but it still could be rather breezy with winds gusting up to 25 or 30 miles an hour during the first part of Thursday. But we will have some sunshine. And then a weak cold front's going to pass through late Thursday night, early Friday morning. It won't have much with it, but we've got a cold high coming down from Canada. So we will see colder, drier air moving into the eastern part of the United States for Friday and Saturday. And then there's a low that's going to form off the Carolina coast, a weak low, and another cold front that'll be moving eastward. And that could bring some rain or showers here sometime Sunday night or early Monday, followed by another shot of colder air behind that. This might be a bit more significant, and that will carry us through next week where we don't see any significant precipitation in the forecast. And by the way, for Thanksgiving Day, I'll just roll back real quick. As we go back to Thursday afternoon, you'll notice that much of the country is experiencing really rather calm weather here. I just want to switch the map so you can see where the snow is. And there actually will be some snow up in the northern Rockies, but the rest of the country really experiencing a very nice Thanksgiving Day. And for tonight, in northeastern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, interior Vermont, New Hampshire, and interior Maine could see some 2 to 4, 3 to 5 inch snowfalls. These are the probabilities here for at least two. So that Salmon area represents an 80% probability that you see in northeastern New York, as well as into Vermont, central and northeastern New Hampshire, and on up into Maine, mainly north and west of I-95. And we will, of course, go over all of this tonight, covering the weather across the country. right here on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, and that's going to be at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark it down, folks. We hope to see you then.